ADM stock taking a tumble today as sugar replacements brace for fallout of Trump's sweet deal. So let's get into it with Doug Flynn, certified financial planner and co-founder of Flynn Zito Capital Management. Good to have you here, Doug. All right, so we're going to talk cars and Coca-Cola, but first let's talk about Uber's big announcement today. Because as we take a look at this, we wonder, how this major investment change in the game for the ride-sharing industry is going to work. How do you expect Uber's competitors will follow suit? Do you see anything down the road, pun intended?
Yeah. Well, full disclosure, I drive a Lucid and I do have the stock as a result of that. So I just want to put that out there.
Okay.
But to that point, the whole thing about this is that they have level 4 autonomous driving with the company Nero that they're connecting with through this deal with Uber. And it's really to compete with Tesla. Tesla is coming into the robotaxi business, as you know. Now, they have level 2 autonomous driving, which just means a human still needs to be there. With level 4, it doesn't under normal driving conditions. So as Tesla's entering in here, Uber is saying, well, we're not going to team up with Tesla. We're going to have to team up with somebody. So who's another EV maker? And that's a company like Lucid. And the big thing about Lucid is that they have some of the longest ranges of any EV. Their vehicles can go 400 to 500 miles on a single charge. So that bodes really well as robotaxis really start to come on here. And of course, we know Waymo is another one. And Google's involved in all of this too, so the companies are trying to figure out who's going to be the winner. And Uber's involved with more, Waymo as well. So I don't think they're picking a winner. They're just saying, here's another avenue. This might be more successful. Let's figure it out. But we have to compete with Tesla as they come into it. And then, like always, if something really does start working, others are going to come into it too. So that's the big push here. So buying 20,000 Lucid is going to push up the stock there.
All right. Yeah, I was going to ask you how safe this investment is for Uber, because when you take a look at the long-term costs that will be associated with insuring and maintaining self-driving electric vehicles, and not everybody's on board, but many people are willing to give it a try. How safe of an investment is it?
Yeah, I mean, for Uber to put $300 million, it's not a tremendous amount of money relative to that. It's probably worth the investment, especially if it does work. I think that, like anything else, it's also Lucid needs that because they're trying to make it and not go out. They are a U.S. manufacturer, so in that respect, you kind of want the U.S. manufacturers to succeed. So here's another lifeline, some more money for them to continue to exist. So I think it's a wise bet if you're trying to compete with Tesla, because when they get into this and they get level 4, they're going to be stiff competition. So getting ahead of this could mean, anyone who's sat in a Waymo knows that it can work. So it's coming. It's just a matter of when it's coming to you and how quickly it gets there.
All right. Well, we've got to switch gears because I've got to ask you about all that's going on with Coca-Cola. With President Trump's claims that Coca-Cola has agreed to start using cane sugar again, despite Coca-Cola not confirming those plans. And now we've got American high fructose corn syrup producers, including ADM, seeing stock prices slip today. So, I mean, wow, look at that. What are the risks of Trump publicly touting these types of still pending deals? Because it sounds like it's not a done deal.
No, and it doesn't. But Trump likes to announce things before they're a done deal, as we know, whether they come through or not. But look, for ADM, this sits in a division of theirs that operates about 28% of their profits. So, it's a highly profitable business, high fructose corn syrup. Now, the thing about this is it isn't really used in Europe, as we know. And so that's what a lot of this is like, hey, if you're not doing this in other parts of the world, like Europe, for example, why don't you just not do it here as well? Now, in addition to ADM perhaps having to shift or make money elsewhere, it's also going to impact the corn refiners because they're the ones who've built their whole business around this massive amount of corn syrup that we're all drinking and eating. And so they might have to shift into corn, into other production, sugar production. That's not going to be easy. So of course they're not going to be for this. But this is what happens when you disrupt something, and in the name of making it healthier for all of us, people who've built their businesses around things are going to have to shift and be adaptable. I think that's the method, whether it's AI coming into your business or whatever it is, you kind of have to be adaptable and roll with the changes that are coming.
Yeah, understood. And real quick before I let you go, the Genius Act, get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good step in the right direction. Getting some specifics on what the rules are and clarity, I think, is huge. They have other things they need to address, but we need some clarity out here on whether this is a security or whether it's a commodity, how it's going to be treated, and having a stable coin regulation tied to a security is a good step. So it's good to see that regulation. It does help us become the premier country in the world for this type of thing, and that's another good thing.
All right, Doug Flynn, always great to have you. Thank you so much for breaking it all down. We appreciate you.